The first of two questions today comes from Debbie Duke, and it says, how do I create graphics when I'm not a graphic artist? So, Debbie, absolutely fantastic question. It's a challenge I see a lot of churches dealing with, the churches that I'm talking with, trying to figure out how can they be strategic. Oftentimes it falls on the role not of a communications director, especially in a smaller church, but like the worship pastor or the youth pastor, even a volunteer, someone who's in an admin position in the front office, who's just trying to create some communications. And I think based on the profile I see at your church's website, that's probably where you fall. So it's a great question, and there are four options that you have as a church leader when it comes to creating graphics, but you aren't a graphics person. So the first one is the option of hiring a designer to create some custom visuals for you. Now, this usually obviously has a price tag associated with it, and the price can vary dramatically depending on who you hire, their experience, how much time and effort they're going to put into things. But essentially the process works in that you'd give a project overview to them, let them know what it is you're trying to accomplish. They're going to get you some design ideas back. You're going to go through some sort of a approval or change process, and they're going to give you then options. You're going to refine it, and they're going to send you files back that are essentially done for you. So this is, of the options I'm going to give you, this is the most custom option available, but it also usually has the most price tag associated with it. I know if you were to hire my agency or several other agencies that I'm aware of to create stuff who our target is the church market, you're going to look somewhere in the ballpark of $200 to $450 easily, especially if it's like a church series, something like that, where you need maybe a bulletin and you need slide visuals that go on the big screen, and you need social media posts, images, those type of things, maybe something to drop into your bulletin as an ad, those type of things, because there's multiple designs involved. Obviously the time it takes to create those things increases. And if you've spent any time trying to create them yourself, you know that it does take a little bit of time. So hiring a designer is your first option. The other option is to find a library of designs. And there are a number of these available from different places. And essentially what you're doing is you're going to pay a fee for access to a previously created library of designs. Some organizations call these done-for-you designs because essentially they have packaged things by a series or by a topic, by an event, say youth retreat, children's VBS, something like that, where you could just get an entire collection of things all branded to the same look and feel around a specific event or a series. And you usually, with one of these library of designs, have access either to just that specific design or to their entire library. You can download them for a designated period of time, monthly, yearly, lifetime access, depending on which product you're looking at. But the cool thing about these ready to use is that they're done in minutes. So you aren't spending hours creating designs from scratch. You are literally just paying for what you need as you need it. And so you're going to save time, you're going to save frustration, you're going to save money on these. And the way that you're saving money, even though it costs you something, is you aren't having to hire someone to create custom for you. You're essentially paying just for the use of them. The one drawback is that occasionally you'll see that another church is using something similar, but it's just kind of the way it is. And if you can get your price down, I found that a lot of these programs, for what it would cost you to create, to have a custom design one time done a year, you can have access to their entire library. Okay, so just think about you're trading your time for the cost oftentimes. There are some options available. One of them is Open Edit Print, and another one is Share Faith. Another one is Ministry Pass, and I will make those links available on the blog page at Rad Ideas so that you can see those. But they're ways that you can find you can find those resources, those libraries of design for you. The other option is to use templates. And the difference here between a library of design and a templates is that some of the providers are actually giving you the Photoshop documents or Word templates, publisher files, sometimes InDesign files that you can actually get in and make changes for you. So you essentially download a template, whether you've paid for it, it's free. You download the template, you add your unique information to it, save it for web and post it out onto your email or your social media, print it out if you need it in print. So you've got the flexibility here of customizing some elements, but the main design pieces are already done for you. Once again, Open Edit Print is an option for you with that. You have an option of getting just library of designs, or you have an option of getting templated designs there. Stock Layouts is another organization. They are not a faith-based organization, but they've got great templates available. There's a few freebies. It's a good idea of ways to just see how templates can be built. Creation Swap is another place that's actually a collection of a bunch of designers who come together and make their resources available. Some of it has template-based stuff. Other things you can just get the pieces you need, like I only need social media, I only need Sunday slides, that type of thing. So you can pick and choose a little bit, but templates. Your other option then, your fourth option, is image editing solutions. And this is where I find a lot of churches are trying to figure out, okay, I need something kind of custom, I need something that works for me in this setting, but you don't necessarily have the time and resources for, say, something like Photoshop. So your options there would be you create a design yourself using one of these resources, and you pick a design size, you add the elements, the text, the images, things like that, either that you found online or you found in their resource library. You save it for use, and the challenge here is that it's time consuming. Whereas the other options, you're either managing a project or you've got it done in just a few minutes. This one you could spend an hour or two or more easily creating something of your own. And oftentimes you've got to actually recreate the project for every type of resource you want to use. And what I mean by that is it's not always easy to drag resources from one thing to another. So if you create a design to be used as, say, your slide backgrounds or a slide announcement, then you've got to recreate the entire project to use for your Facebook image, for your Instagram post, that type of thing. You aren't easily sharing all those elements, so you're recreating things over and over, and it can become very time consuming. But once again, you're trading your time for a little bit of cost. Something to think about, though, is that if you can get a job done in 10 to 15 minutes versus an hour, how quickly is your hourly rate affecting your ability to just pay a few dollars for a product? Okay, so the image editing solutions, though, that you should consider, look at Sumo Paint. There's definitely a little bit of a learning curve there, but for a free product, it's not too bad. Pixlr, once again, I'll have these links in the blog post. Canva.com has a great interactive viewer. They have come up recently with a solution for some of the challenges of sharing content pieces across different designs. And then another one, 123RF. RF, 123, the numbers. RF.com they're a stock Photoshop, but they actually have just come up with a designer that works a little bit like Canva and lets you edit things in real time in the window and then export. Okay, so those are your options for ways that you could, as a non-designer, create designs. And really, the thing to remember is that you're either going to take the time to do it yourself, or you're going to save the time and spend a little money. So it's just, either way, it is costing you. It's just how it's going to cost you.
If you've got a question you'd like to submit for Ask Rad Ideas, visit radideas.com/AskRadIdeas to submit your question.